Hello. No, I'm not still in Canada. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everyone. So this is my goodie bag. I didn't get a whole lot, but I got some really good stuff, some stuff that I wanted. But you know, when you live in the States, sometimes you got to pay duties and taxes. Shipping is a bit much when you order from other countries. So I'm going to share with you all what I got. And if you have any questions about the show, I can answer your questions. If this is your first time on Clutch News, go ahead and share the video for me and let me know where you're from. So I'm pulling up the discussion from last night. If you all were not on, I don't know if y'all heard of the announcement that the premiere Philly show was canceled. So we spoke about that in education. So there was a lot of, I had a lot of feedback that I received last night. So we're going to talk about that. But first, we're going to get into these nail goodies. So y'all know every time I get on, I always, something always going on with one of these devices, whether it's the iPad or my cell phone. Something is always going on with them. So, hello to everyone. So I'm connected to my stuff to Wi-Fi right now. I mean to the internet, so I can get the comments, because I want to respond to the comments and I want to hear you all's feedback, because I don't know if y'all don't think it's a big deal that an entire show was canceled, but to me, I just kind of feel like it is. And I just want to know how you guys feel about, I'm going to read the comments. Give me a second. All right. So while I'm waiting on that to load, if you guys got any questions, please, that's not what I wanted. Please ask your questions. And, well, notifications. Sorry. I was trying to find, okay, got it. Here we go. All right. And I'll give you kind of like, this is what I spent, $129 in this little bag, right? But it's okay. I love it. So, of course, if you didn't know that, Canada, those techs there, most of them, the majority of them, is safe to say, they are trained on in jail. I don't know if the newer schools, if anyone on here is from Canada, hello to my new Canadian friends. Please correct me if I am wrong. However, as in the States, most of us, we are trained when we go to school, if you even train at all for that matter. In the States, you are trained on, you're trained in acrylic, and you may get a little synopsis or a preview of jail. But when I was in school, we did not go really deep into jail, but they did introduce us to it. Some of the schools now, they may be getting further into it, but majority in the States, you are guaranteed to learn how to use acrylic. Over there, I met an older tech, and most of them in school, they are trained on gel. They're not trained on acrylic. So when you go to Canada, when you go to different shows in different parts of the world, you need to make yourself aware of what the differences are, do your research and all that stuff. A lot of people are like, oh, you went to Canada for a nail show. Yes, you should travel and go other places. First of all, you should start with the shows in the States, and then you should always be willing to learn and willing to travel. So with that being said, they are mostly a gel-based culture of nail techs. Majority is gel-based culture of nail techs. You do have some nail professionals who do both, but most of them, if not all of them, use gel. So when you go there, if you decide to go, do not look for a whole lot of acrylic like you have here in the States, because that's not what it is there. They do have some options, but I say that to say all of the products I have are gel, okay? So yes, so we're going to get into these products, and then we're also going to talk about the show being canceled. If you were not aware, we're going to talk about that, because that's really important. And I'm going to go through the comments that you all have left, and I want y'all feedback on this, because a lot of y'all probably like, why she keep talking about this show? Because it's crazy that they canceled a whole show, a whole entire show. All right, So if you haven't shared the video, go ahead and share the video for me. If this is your first time on Kluch News, please let me know where you're from, what you specialize in, and if you have any questions, please be sure to ask. Okay, so the first thing I have that if I had went over there and only got one thing, this is the one thing I would have gotten. So I don't know if you all have heard about clear jelly stamping, but that's what I got. So I have two different stampers. This one is the it's called the Big Bling or something like that. It has two sides. Look how cute the packaging is. It has two sides and you can see through it. Now I do have some other clear stampers, but I don't know if it's me or the stamper, but it didn't work. But I have been eyeing this clear jelly stamper for a long time, and you can see straight through it, and you have a top to go over it. You have this side, the head of it also, as well as this side, and if you take this side off when you're stamping, you can see straight through it. And this is for a longer nail, if you're trying to pick up a wider stamp. So I just basically got me a little starter kit because I do have some stamps already, some stamping plates already, as well as some stampers. And this one is a smaller size stamper if I'm using a smaller nail, depending on what. Right, y'all see my client on here. We tried with the clear one that I have, and I could not get it to work. But I can stamp with the one that's not clear. With the white one, I can stamp fine with that. So that's why she's saying that. So this one is, it just has smaller heads. This is a medium size head on this side, and this is a smaller size head. Now, so when I buy stuff strategically. So this did not come in the kit. This did not come in the kit. I purchased it like separately. So I bought both of them because number one, I'm in the States and I didn't want to pay all of that shipping for it to come here. So I had to think twice on that. So my stamping plates, and the reason I bought this one is because I bought this stamping plate. Now y'all really can't see, but I'm going to show you the back because it gives you a better view on paper what's on the front. So you can see there's a lot of words and lettering. So I can't pick up all of this wording, or I can't even pick up, you know, straight across with this wording with this side stamp. So if I really wanted this stamping plate, so I had to get this. So I'm like, just get both of them and be done with it, okay? So that's why I got this one, because I had this. Because I was only going to start off with this one, but I thought about it, like, unless you just stamping little stuff, no. Then I got a smaller stamping plate. So like with the smaller stamping plate, I can probably use these smaller words. It doesn't give you a synopsis on the back, but it's just some words. All of these are words. This has some other stuff on it. And if you are not aware of stamping, they have the stamping that you stamp in phases. So it's called layered stamping. So I didn't get any layered plates, but I will soon order some. I'm going to see how my stamping journey goes with this. I had a little card. Where's that card? Because I need that card. Okay, so here's the card that tells you how to use it, because you know anything can be different once, you know, if you haven't used the product. And that goes back up, they're providing me with some sort of education, and if this don't work, I'm emailing, calling, and all of that. Okay, so they provided education on how to at least get started and how to use it. All right, so that's my first thing that I purchased. Oh, and here is, they have stamping polish. The difference in stamping polish and regular polish is said to be this dry faster. It dries faster, and the consistency is slightly different. But you can use, I do know you can use regular fingernail polish, and it has to be on the thicker side. It can't be thin, and it has to be a good stamping plate, because if the stamping plate is not well etched, you're not going to pick up good. So I only bought one to test it out, because I have certain colors that I do already use to stamp with, and I think they're good. They didn't have a black and a white. I was going to get a black and a white, because once again, I tell y'all, when I buy stuff, I buy it strategically, okay? I don't just go buy all of it. I do not. Now, you can say what you want, but I don't. So I just bought a light color. The closest thing to white was this, and it's like a light blue. So I'm gonna use this, and I have my regular polish, so I'm gonna compare it and use it. Now, so that is clear jelly stamper. Okay, so we have a question. I'm gonna stop for a moment. What's a good nail acrylic that lasts? Ashi products coming soon. Miss Latrice, to answer your question. All right. Ooh, that was open. Okay. So the next things I have are gels. Okay. All right. So the next things I have, something was open and it's on me. Ew. All right. So the first thing is Light Elegance. So it is called Rolling in the Glitter by Light Elegance. And I'm going to open it because I want y'all to see it. Because it is pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay? So, and this is gel. This is gel. It comes in a pot. Okay? So that's called Rolling in the Glitter. And I do believe this is from their new collection. It is really, really good. And then the next one is called Snow Cone. And I was in line when I was standing in line, another nail professional said that this is a really, really pretty color. So I can't wait to use it and put it on top of everything, because she said it's a good color to overlay on some things. Hold on, y'all. I'm struggling to get this open. If you guys have questions, please ask. If you're just joining, these are some of the goodies I brought back from the Canadian Nail Show. All right, so I'm gonna let y'all see it when I open it, and that is that one. And this one is called Snow Cone by Light Elegance. And what I find is the colors are very true to what's in the thing. And oh, another thing that I noticed over there, on a lot of the products that are gel, the color is really true. Like, this is like just paper, but a lot of the products over there, they have they've actually taken the gel and put the gel under the piece of paper and on top, so it's true color. It's not just paper. It's like the true gel polish, the true color. And then what I use Light Elegance anyway, but I have never tried their colors. Now I use their regular gel. So what I did was I know sometimes if you've done French and you do French on gel polish nails, sometimes gel polish, it doesn't do right. Now there are different techniques. I've tried a different technique. Some work, some don't. But with that being said, what I decided to do is, I wanted to get this gel. It's a white, it better be white. Yeah, it is. It's called Perfect White, and it was a small one. I don't need like a big one. I didn't need a big one. So it's called Perfect White, and it's just white, and I want to use it with my French, to do my Frenches. Now, this is the one that's open. That's all over my hand. If you guys have questions, please feel free to ask. And so, I got some Vision. It's called Vision Gel Polish. And now, this is just the top coat. This is not any colors. This is just top coat. And I have not used any of this stuff yet. I just took it out the bag with y'all. It seems to be a good consistency. I can probably, if I have like a dent or a space that I missed, I can probably take this and fill it in instead of trying to open all of my product back and put this back on. So I'll keep you guys updated on this, the works of it, how it works, how I liked it, if I didn't like it, what I didn't like about it. Moving on to, oh man. Does anybody have any questions about the products? Now the Canada Nail Show, they do have multiple shows, just like Premiere have shows here. They have multiple shows in different I want to call them states, but they're called provinces, like a province. Was Louis Van at the show? No. So one of the differences in the Canadian shows that I saw, it was a nice show. It was a more intimate show. But you know how we go to the shows here in the States, and like if you have, so get this. So if I'm there at the show and I have a booth, so Ashi has a booth and Ashi has products, you come and it's, my brand ambassadors, me, or some of the faces that you're used to seeing. Now, when I went there, I went there with my brand ambassadors, me, or some of the faces that you're used to seeing. Now, when I went there, I went there with my brand ambassadors, me, or some of the faces that you're used to seeing. Now, when I went there, I went there with my brand ambassadors, me, or some of the faces that you're used to seeing. Now, when it was more so like a lot of beauty supply stores. So you had beauty solutions. Beauty solutions is where I got my stuff from. So basically you had distributors. You had distributors that sell these things. So you had one distributor who had multiple brands. So, and then now Light Elegance did have a rep there working. They had Miss Darcy there working. So, and they do have like all of the products, but there are multiple products because they're not just one vendor. Some of them were vendors, like the Light Elegance booth. They had Light Elegance and clear jelly stampers only, but it was not Light Elegance themselves as a company. It was their distributor that's in Canada. So that is one thing that I did notice that was slightly different from the States. Now getting into the live from last night. If you didn't watch the live on last night, you can go back and watch it. But it was basically about education and then the shows being canceled. If you don't know, the Premier Philly show was canceled. I think this would have been their second year doing the show, and a lot of people probably like, you going on and on about this show. I am, because it's your education at the end of the day. It's your education for everybody that's still learning, and we're all still learning. And then it's also the education of the new nail professionals that's coming in after us. So I'm going to go through the topics through the questions and read some of it so you all can see. There was one, I'm trying to find it. Okay, so I'm going to read it to you guys. So my thing was, I was trying to find out, where's the disconnect in the industry? Is it possible that nail professionals are sending a signal to the manufacturers and vendors and saying like, listen, we can buy this online, we don't really need the education? So is that why I want to know? I really want to know why the show was canceled. Was it canceled because of participation? Most of the time it is participation on the vendor side and the participant side. Like, why? So I'm trying to find a comment to read the comment, but did the person delete it? Hold on, y'all. I want to find that comment. I hope they didn't delete it. I should have screenshot it, but I didn't, because I think they deleted it. Man. Y'all, I think it was deleted. Yeah, I think it's, no, it's not. Here you go, right here, here you go. Okay, so here you go. So in response to the video on yesterday, I'm going to read you all what this young woman says. And please give me your feedback on this, because I don't want the industry to become obsolete of education. So I'm trying to figure out, are we as nail professionals saying, hey, we don't want no education? What is it? What makes you not attend shows? What do you want to see different in a show? And please tell me something outside of, oh, I want a show to come to me. That's not always gonna happen. They go to the bigger cities, and even in the bigger cities, it seems to not work. So you telling me that bring the show to your front door is not gonna work, okay? So it says, so this is her reply. I don't think it's the nail tech. I don't think that that nail techs don't want education. Vendors and educators are charging way too much for the education, and vendors don't offer any discounts anymore. I hear this often from people in the business. Example, 3-day weekend at an average cost of $100 per night. Travel costs minimum $200 per person. That's if you can get cheap airfare. Show tickets minimum at $75 for 3 days. Then you get there to find that you're only saving $5 for products you use daily. No samples anymore. The average nail tech is at $900 expenses just to get there and get in the show. Personal opinion, vendors are greedy. I know manufacturers will say it costs us a lot to produce products. Most times they're spending pennies at production's cost, but they wholesale and retail it to beauty techs for hundreds of dollars more. Now, I respect you all and thank you all for taking the time out to to be verbal and give your opinion. So number one, thank you for that, because there's a lot of people that won't even say nothing about it. You feel a certain type of way, but you post in these groups, but you're not really saying nothing as a whole, so somebody like me can bring it to the public and let's discuss it, because that's the only thing that something is going to change. But that's neither here nor there. So when I read this post, I understand that a lot of people say everything is expensive and people want discounts. To me, I wonder, aren't you tired of people haggling you and asking you for discounts in your salon, at your thing? So why do you first see this? I don't know. I'm not saying that this person does see it like this. Why do some of you all, some of us, why do some nail professionals see it as being you out of $900? No, you're not out of $900. $900 is simply the investment, because most of us trying to be six-figure businesses. So when you start making six figures, what was that $900? And not to say that it's not a lot. Number one, most of us cannot get to these shows because you don't have no financial literacy. You don't understand how to budget your money. You're not saving. You can go buy Jordans. You can buy all this stuff. You're not saving your money. You last minute on trying to get to the show, so you probably not getting the early bird special. Then when you get to the $900 class, or the $900 in total show, the stuff that you learn, and you sit in the back of the class and you talk, you're not at the front and you're not asking questions to get the better bang for your buck. So $900, it's not that you're out of $900. Number one, you should change your mind and look at it differently, because $900, $1,000, $1,500, if it's too expensive for you, I understand. Then it's too expensive. We need to come back. We need to try to figure out a way how we can save our money. We need to try to come together in groups. Y'all click up and come together in these groups to bash each other. How about you come together and click together, and so everybody can get on a bus and get a van and go get some education and learn something? So you should, number one, you should look at it as an investment, because if you go to that show, you network and you apply what you've learned. Number one, hopefully it's a class that is going to, any education should enhance your profit. So you need to apply it in a way as such so that you see a gain from that investment. From that $900 investment, how much money can you make from it? If you go to an acrylic shaping class and your shaping improve, that is an investment of a lifetime. It's not just $900. That $900 class can bring you thousands of dollars if you market yourself effectively, and if you learn how to manage your money. And are you charging what you're supposed to be charging? Like, I get that it can be expensive. Nothing is cheap. I understand that. So I'm not trying to play the game of that it's not, it's not expensive. I'm not saying that at all. But my thing to you, are you doing what you need to do to try to get there? That's real. To assume that what people, no, I'm not saying, I say that to say people spend their money on what they want to spend it on. I'm not talking to anybody specifically. I'm just saying in general what I see. And I'm just saying, like, you know how people go and buy what they want, but what they need, they don't spend their money on. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm not accusing anyone on what they spend their money on, because at the end of the day, it's your money. It's your money and your career. But I just want people to understand, like, you should look at it as an investment. Miss Akita, so please don't take it that way. Just like we want to make money off our product, you are supposed to make money with education. Exactly. Now, so if it's too much money, like, what are some things that we can do as professionals to help each other succeed? As I stated, we can get together and we can go together. We can room together. That's a big thing, because when you break money up, when you stand with people, or, you know what I'm saying, even if you make it a networking party, even if you post a flyer and say, hey, we doing a networking sleepover, we're going to be staying at this venue, we're looking for X amount of people, and it's going to be this amount of money. And if you serious, come on and send your, you know what I'm saying, come on and send half of your money now and half later, or you can do it in payments or however. So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying that if it's expensive, make it work. And then I wonder, like, are you even charging enough in your nail salon? Because when people say they don't have enough money to enough money to do stuff, I understand that life happens and some people got kids and people that they're taking care of. I completely understand that. But at what point do you say, I want this as bad as I say I want it, and I'm willing to sacrifice something for it? That's where I'm going with this. That's what this is about. So when it comes to education, it makes me think, like, how serious are we taking our businesses? How serious are we about our business? And how serious are we about our education? And even if it's not expensive, when you say you want a discount, help me understand, what do you deem a discount? Because and it might not be the educator that you want to go to, and I understand everybody has that preference. So what do you deem a discount? Like, what's a discount? Like, what is a discount? Because you give a 2-hour class is not enough. You give a 1-hour class or a 2-hour class, they feel like all the products supposed to be advised. And I'm coming from a space of being an educator and being a nail professional. So I'm not taking either side. I see both ends of the spectrum, but it comes a certain time and place where you got to take yourself serious and you really got to save if you want to do that. That's like when I became Greek in college. Being Greek is expensive. Like, you think it's pretty, you think it's cute, you think it's fun and games, until you get in there, you become Greek. For those of you that don't know, I am a lady of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. So shout out to all my sorors and my Greek life participants. It can be expensive. So is it that at some point somebody is sending the wrong signal? Like, yeah, you can make a lot of money, but yeah, on the back end, it can be expensive. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, that's it. And then when these shows come, why is there not participation? If you go to a show and you don't like it, what are you spending you know what I'm saying? Like, when you go to the shows, not what are you spending your money on? When you go to the shows, are you doing a survey to say, when they give a survey, because they do send out a survey, when you do most stuff, they send out surveys. So I know that they send a survey, or they even post and ask, what do you want to see? What can we change? Or even if they don't send out a survey, if you think that something has some type of hope and you would like to go, like, I would like to go, but I wish they changed this, or let me give my feedback. Even if you don't ask and it's something I see that can possibly be great, not for myself, but for others, like, let me give my 2 cents. You might not ask for it, but let me give it to you. Here you go. So make sure y'all doing these surveys. And I understand, I get it that the shows can be repetitive. They can be repetitive. But even if you just look, like, at social media, nail art is beautiful. It is a beautiful thing. It is amazing. But some people don't even want to go to the class if it ain't got no nail art in it. But your nails messed up. So how you choosing nail art over a foundation? Not saying everybody, but let's be real about it. I guess it depends on the tech and why they're going. A lot of people go for the education. Some people go to meet celeb nail tech. Some people go to get discounts. So there's multiple layers to figure out. I can't wait to go to a show and attend some classes. Exactly. But those are the things that you should go to the show for. You should go and meet people. Go and network. That's how things happen. You should go network. Absolutely. Now, when it comes to discounts, it depends. If you got to pay shipping, if you live in a place and you got to pay a lot of shipping to get it, it may not be the best. But some people that get to the shows and they don't even do the math of, is it cheaper to get it at my supplier or is it cheaper to get it at the show? And some people, they just be in a frill and so excited they spend all their money. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, there are different layers, but the layer I'm trying to figure out is why don't you go to a show? Outside of, like, even if you think it's too expensive, if you're a person on the live right now, you say, hey, going to the shows is too expensive. What do you say would be a better thing? Because I hear some nail professionals say, well, I done been to the show and it's been the same class every year. I've been to the show and there is nobody teaching the foundation. So what is it that you want to see in a show? Like, tell them or tell me. Um, but yeah, I want to know why you not going. Why you are going, whatever the reason is good because you going. You're getting something. You're getting something from it. You're absolutely getting something from it. And then when it does come repetitive, what should you do? You should go to somewhere else and go to a show. You should find another show that you have not been to and go, because the shows that they're doing that we see, for those of us that are in the South, those are not the only shows that they do. They got shows in California, they got shows in Canada, they got shows in Japan. They have shows worldwide. So if you're a nail tech that say, I'm tired of seeing these same shows, I'm tired. And then you also have independent educators, or not independent, but you have smaller companies that are not as big yet as some of the other companies that are new and coming to the shows. So then those need to sign up as an educator to bring fresh education. Correct. But what needs to happen is, if you don't have your stuff together, it's not you sign up and they say, oh yeah, you can come. You got to have it together. So there comes the information in having your stuff together. And no, everybody don't have it together, but you have to have a starting point. You just can't go to these people and be like, listen, I want to do the show. No, do you have a website? Do you have something where we can see your work? Do they look at all of that? So yes, you can sign up to do a show, just like I did. Yep, you can sign up. Yep, you can sign up. You can, but then also here's the thing. So you got new people that come out and you sign up the show, and we know for a fact that foundation is the biggest. Is big in the industry, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. Like, it's something that you have to have. You don't have to have nail art. You might want nail art. You might need nail art. But some techs don't even do nail art. But nail art is a big thing right now. I understand it's a trend. So when you do the basic classes, I believe that certain educators in certain companies are not doing the basics because they feel like nobody will attend. Nobody will attend. Nobody don't want to do it. Nobody don't want to come. And I can see that. I see it firsthand. I understand it. But I'm the type that there are people out there who want education, and I'm going to give it to them. And if it's just 4 of us in the class, that's cool. That's cool, because you probably going to go far than this person over here that just only know how to do nail art and could possibly be losing clients because of something they're not doing, or the nails not lasting, or when that person grows out of, that client grows out of nail art and they no longer want nail art, and you can't even produce a set without no lumps and bumps to cover up anything. And now you like who you like in the industry, but let's just be real about it. Like, that's the realness of it. Can you do a set and it just be nice and it just have regular polish on it? That's what I'm getting at. Outside of all this other stuff, whether you go to a show or not, you need some education if you're not at that point, and you need to understand why you need that education. Is that a reason why you cannot retain clients? You can do this nail art far and beyond and be the best in your city, the best in your state, but are you retaining clients? Do clients only come to you for your nail art? Is that why you feel like you can't charge a lot of money because your nail art is banging but your foundation is a mess? Like, let's talk about it. Like, there's nobody talking about it. Like, let's talk about it. Like, what is the issue? Like, help us. Like, and I'm just talking about stuff I see. People, and this is why I get on here and talk, and because I want y'all feedback on what y'all see. Because another thing that I spoke about when I was in Canada was how a lot of us want to be brand ambassadors for a lot of companies, and everybody have different reasons to why they want to be brand ambassadors. A lot of people want to be brand ambassadors so they can get noticed and they can get seen for the work that they do, and I understand that. But somebody brought to my attention that a lot of people want to be brand ambassadors because of the pay. And I really never thought of it, because when you see people want to be brand ambassadors, most of them be like, oh, I want to get on with this company. Number one, I use their product, I like their product, and I want to get noticed and I want to get seen. So speaking to someone and having a conversation where either you can agree to disagree or you can come to the realization is this is really what's going on in the industry. They said, well, yeah, a lot of people, they're not making money in their salon, so they want to do the shows. And it's nothing against anybody who is making money and want to do the shows, because that's networking and that's having fun. I understand that. But I'm like, unless they paying more money, or, you know what I'm saying, how much money are they paying? Like, so it's not like, you know, doing the show is like, it's really like, it's not a lot of money, but it's some sort of money. But for you to, you know, it's just different reasonings. And then we also talked about how in the nail industry, that when you are of color, whether you Latina or black or whatever, when you have some color to your skin, they want to use you for your knowledge and your skills, but they don't want you the face of their company. So like this is the stuff that I see in the industry, and I you know what I'm saying, sometimes I see people say a little things about it, and some people are afraid to say something because they don't want to offend others. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I am simply talking about what I see in the industry and how can we change it? How can we help it to the companies that we reach out to, and they just choose not to respond to us. Like, do y'all think that's okay? That's okay for you to reach out to a company and they just blatantly look over your reply? Like, and I understand on social media because there can be a lot of comments, but if I reach out to you particularly, I emailed you and I've taken the time to call you, there's only so many times something can slip through the crack where you forgot to call somebody. Now I feel like it's intentional and you just decide not to call back because you feel like your company got it like that and you don't need little old me or little old, you know what I'm saying, not me, or you don't need that person. Like, this is real life stuff that go on in the industry, and I don't know if y'all see it or not, but I do, and I want to talk about it. Now, if you haven't seen it, then I understand, but like, this is the type of stuff that I want to talk about. I want to talk about, you know, stuff that goes on in the industry and ain't nobody saying nothing about it. And a lot of people be like, oh, well, I don't want to mess up, you know, my chances with the company. Well, if that company understanding that company, especially if they've been in the industry for a long time, they cannot be naive to understand what's going on. So what I'm saying to you is, you go work for whatever company that you want to work for, but don't be a sellout. Don't be a sellout. Don't let them rape you for your knowledge and your talent, but don't want to put you on the face, or don't want to make you the face of their company. So y'all can believe if it's true or not, but it goes on. It's happening. And it's okay if it's a company that don't want a color person on your team. That's fine. Please just say that. Please just say it. Don't feed me extra stuff. And y'all see it when y'all go to the shows. Like, what disqualifies us? I emailed a company to shoot my shot and they never replied. Now, what you should do is call them and shoot your shot and ask them, who is the person that I emailed so-and-so? Are they sick? Do they not work here no more? Like, I'm serious. I am so serious, y'all. And I get on here and I talk about this stuff because I want you to understand, like, you don't have to sit and be okay with it. You don't got to sit and be okay with it. If we can understand one thing, that knowledge is power, and when you put knowledge together with some power, you can make great things happen. Stop spending your money. Listen, if y'all don't know nothing else about me, I will stop spending my money with you like nobody's business. And I might be only one person, but if somebody asks me about something, nah, I don't use that. This is what I use. And why? Because I've built up credibility. I am knowledgeable enough to at least get them a sale. If it's not numerous sales, because everything don't work for everybody and their clients, I could possibly be getting them numerous sales because I've built up the credibility and I've gotten the education and continue to get education on the products that I use, creating my own products and so forth. That why am I not an asset to your company? So I can't gather anybody of color in Louisiana to travel with me and split. Why they got to be in Louisiana? To travel with me and split the cost of going to shows, and going when income taxes come. Why they got to be in Louisiana? Everybody on your Facebook page not from Louisiana. Don't think inside of the box. Some people you meet and they're thousands of miles away from you, but y'all come together at this certain time of the year. So be like, listen, I've been following you. We comment on each other's stuff. Hey, like shoot your shot. Like shoot your shot to that person for something that you gonna invest in. Hey, listen, we've been following each other. I like your work. I feel like we can vibe together. I'm trying to see, do you want to go in on this room? And you know what I'm saying, when we get to the show. Like, is that something I need to create? Do I need to create a space for everybody to put in their money to go to something? Is that something I need to do? Because, see, when you tell me stuff, I'm one of them ones, I'm going to be vocal about it. I'm going to be real about it. And we're going to make something work. Because people not having education, you not having education and not trying to get the education that you need, I'm on here to be your push to let you know where there is a will, there is a way. If you want it, you can get it. Because can't nobody not ever tell me that I'm not going to be a billionaire in the industry. Never. Never. So if you want it, you can get it. Like, so what y'all trying to do? What shows y'all trying to go to? And if y'all not serious, don't make me waste my time, okay? Because I will get on here and let y'all listen. Y'all make me waste my time, and I do not appreciate it, okay? So, now, y'all trying to go to a premiere. Premiere happens in June. Yeah, June. Well, where y'all trying to go? I'm trying to think. Where y'all trying to go? Premiere Orlando. Y'all trying to go to Premiere Orlando? I'm waiting on y'all to respond. I see 2 yeps and a yes. So this is the stuff that I'm talking about. Okay, so here's my thoughts on Bronner Brothers, okay? Not to take anything away from it. I'm a nail artist. The Rockies, the Smokies, okay. Okay, so everybody that's on here saying where they want to go, I challenge you to put y'all trip together. I start now and put your trip together. So, Leela, you say you want to go to the Smokies. I think that's what the Rockies mean. You say you want to go to the Smokies. You make a flyer, you make a post about it, and you get it together. And I went to the Smokies this year. It was 6 of us. And for the people that be like, they don't want to sleep with nobody, listen, you can sleep on the floor or you can get your own place because you already complaining that you can't come. And now we got 10 of us in the house. Listen, y'all better make it work. So that's for them people that's gonna come and be like, oh, I need a bed. You better do like the children do. One sleep at the head and one sleep at the foot, and you keep it moving. Like, this about education. We trying to get somewhere, and sometimes you gotta do some things that you don't want to do to get where you're going. Bronner Brothers, this is how I feel about Bronner Brothers. Not to take anything away from that show. From what I understand, that show was built on hair. Okay, I do understand that there are nail professionals that go to the show and that have booths at their show. But for me personally, I don't see why nail tech will go to that show. Like, I see because they have a few companies there. But for me personally, I wouldn't invest in that because, like, how many classes are being offered? You gotta, I mean, if it's close to you, then you go. But for me, I wouldn't, that's not something I would do. That's just me because it's not a lot of nail companies there. It's just not. Now, if you want to go, go. That's just me. Go for yourself and see how you feel about it. And then come back and, and then share. But for me, that's how I feel. Now, if you want to go network and see what celebrities you can see and that type of thing, you should probably go for that. So, yeah. Yeah, y'all should start putting that together now. So, and let me also remind you of when you don't stay in the city. I know y'all probably know when you don't stay in the city, it can be a little cheaper, but you got to think about. Okay, let me tell y'all. So when you put it together, try to stay a little bit away. Now, let's say that people are, either you can try to find people to go from your nearest state, so y'all rent a vehicle, and then you pick people up along the way. Or people that's when you get there, however you get there, y'all rent a vehicle so y'all can drive back and forth. Whichever way is cheaper. Okay? Whichever way is cheaper. They have Airbnbs that you can rent. In the Smokies, they have cabins. So that is how you should go about it. I'm trying to think. Yes. So, and when you do this, please understand that you are dealing with people as you deal with people every day as a nail professional. Practice your professionalism and practice how you talk to people, okay? Because I'm one of those people that, sometimes I can be talking to people and they just think that I'm off edge. I'm not. All right. There's going to be a big nail show in April 2021 in Chicago. I'm working on it now. I'm the owner of Sass Nail Magazine. I'm going to contact you. Okay, so here's someone in Chicago, Miss Chris Bell, saying that she is planning to do a show in 2021. So if y'all start saving y'all money now, y'all can get there. 2021. And yeah, she's planning it now. You gonna contact me, or you telling them to contact you? So yes, so my challenge to you is take the time to learn where these shows are. A part of me, let me be honest with y'all, a part of me wants to a part of me, it's a lot going through my mind because I take education seriously. I want everybody to win. And I don't know if people really understand that about me. Yeah. D. Thank you. Oh, and I think that if you do it as a group, if you go to the show as a group, I don't know, teacher class. Okay, thank you. If you go to the show as a group, I think they have group prices. Or if they don't, call and ask. If they don't mean they get created. Okay. Yeah. So listen. What I want you all to do is, if you come back to this live, I want you to sorry y'all, somebody called me and I thought it was of some importance, but it was a robocall. Yeah, so I'm trying to think how we can do this to make it work with multiple people. And usually when you get a hotel room, 3 people can sleep in that room because most of the time the couch is a pull-out, and if it's not, somebody can still sleep on there. And you can fit 2 people to a bed or 4 people, 2 people to each bed. Now, see, I'm that type of person. I'm the type of person that if I want to go, I'm going to make it work. And if you're not the type of person that's trying to make it work to get there, and you going to be funny like, nah, I can't do this, I can do that, don't go to these shows with these people. Okay? Do not do it. And I'm just being real and honest about it because I'm the type, anybody that know me, know I'm going to make it work. Like, listen, I sleep on the couch. Y'all 2 can sleep in this bed. Y'all 2 can sleep in this bed. And then we're going to ask them, can we get a pull-out bed? We're gonna test the waters because what you don't ask for, you might not be able to get, but closed mouths don't get fed. So we're going to ask. So right there, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 people to a room. if you get a room with 2 beds, because most of the time the beds are two queen size beds, and you got a pull out, that's 5 people to a room. Now y'all can make that work, because I remember in my college days, we pushed them beds together, and it was about 6 of it was about 6 of us in there. So listen, I understand what, expensive is, but once again, in all seriousness, the question is, what are you willing to sacrifice to get where you're trying to go? Because you're going to look back at this and be like, dang. Like, or some people probably looking at it now like, oh yeah, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? It's just for 2 days. And then, if you can't go all the days, you have to plan. Y'all have got to plan. You look at that show schedule and see, and granted, I do know that the classes will change sometimes because things happen. Make sure you have a plan on what you're doing and where you're going. Like, if we start planning for premiere now, for the Smokies now, for IBS New York now, for wherever you're trying to go. Oh, sorry, y'all, something in my eye. What is the next show? What is the next show she was trying to get to? We're currently working on my itinerary for the shows. So, a lot of people have been asking me to come to Premiere Orlando. I have not done Premiere Orlando yet, nor Premiere Columbus. I've done Premiere Philly and I've done Premiere Birmingham. So, I'm thinking about those shows, but I'm also planning to do some some classes. I have a lot of people that's asking me for business classes and coaching, and you know what I'm saying, how to get their business on track. You know what I'm saying? To me, it may be little stuff, but, having certain things, having the schedule system, having a website, like, all of that stuff matters. And, so I'm trying to get to see where I want to go, what can best benefit you all, which is why I post and say, hey, what do you need? What type of classes do you need? Why I do the live. So y'all can, when I ask these questions, it's not because I do really just want to know, because I'm trying to put it together, but I want to know so I can help y'all. But if the nail industry, if y'all as a nail industry can't tell somebody who's willing to make moves on our behalf, what can I, you know what I'm saying? What can I do? Like, And it's crazy because you see people in the groups, they talk about it amongst each other, but nobody that they're talking to, not all of the groups, but how many people in the group is trying to make a change or trying to make a move to help us help ourselves. But first you got to understand that you need help, that you won't help. You got to look for help. And when you find somebody that's willing to do it, because the people that I'm teaching and learning and that's there for me, I'm taking these people up with me. Like, you started from the bottom, now we almost there, okay? So it's just, education is big for me. Will you be willing to post your itinerary so I can plan to go along? I think I know another tech who will be willing to. What do you mean, Leela? What do you mean? So yeah, so whatever it is y'all gotta do. Now, y'all that's been on this live, it done been up to 32 people on this live. I don't want to see nothing but y'all can't go to the show. If y'all can't go to the show, it better be because you saying that you can't find somebody. But in all these groups that y'all in, y'all can find somebody to go. Matter of fact, after y'all get off this live, y'all need to post. I'm trying to go to the Smokies. We going to the Smokies. How many people? How many people going? How many people trying to go? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm switching my my tax receipt because it has to be up, and they just sent me this, but I've been paid for it. And State Board has been trying to come, but y'all know I be on the move, so they had to call and tell me that they was coming. So I need to change this out because you're not finna dock me because they forgot to send it. I have come to trust you in regards to shows and that are worth time and money. That's fine. You can get anything from any show. Is it the shows or is it the people that you are? You know what I'm saying? Is it the shows or is it the people? Because what I think is, so many people have seen other people get burned by educators and ambassadors and companies. I understand that. I get it. But that's why I like to, you know what I'm saying? I've gained people trust. I have reviews on my business page. I have reviews on my website. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can't just go and teach at Premiere. Not just anybody. You know? So that's why I let people know I'm not here to play. I'm not playing with y'all money, y'all time, all of that. I don't got time for that. Okay. We are not willing to work together to make it happen among the Black community groups. As a whole, nail techs have to support each other as well with networking. That's true. That's very true. It is very true. Because some of us find anything to fuss about. Be petty. Pick and choose your battles. Pick and choose your battles. And what's crazy is, I was speaking with someone, and he said, yeah, I'm in those groups, but they fuss so much. And you know what? I couldn't, there was nothing I could say. Because he telling the truth. Because what y'all fail to realize is, sometimes some companies don't want us apart because they don't want us in front because they may be scared of the confrontation, and I understand that. But everybody is not like that. So then it brings the question, because everybody's an individual, so that still don't even matter. You still should give the individual a shot at it. But when people look at us as a whole, sometimes it's just, it can be like, okay, I won't deal with none of them. And I get it. And I completely understand, because it also goes back to when I was saying that as American nail tech, Black, you're not given the same opportunity as from the inside looking out, and I don't know what anybody our other counterparts deal with. You're not given the same opportunity as a nail professional. You're just not. You're not, across the board. And even when you're servicing clients, and most of the time it's our own, that do not give us the same opportunity, such as you got your nails done, something happened to your nails, instead of you calling me or going back just like you would to any other establishment, you want to drag me. So that says a lot. But then it goes back to when you in these groups looking at how some of y'all act. And I say y'all because I don't act like that. But I suffer from it. And not just because of how some of us act, the other half of us suffer from it. It got a lot of other stuff to do with it. But what I'm trying to say is, y'all not trying to help us, and we need to try to help us, because ain't nobody else coming to save us. Nobody. None. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody. You gotta save yourself, okay? So think about that before you act how you act. Think about it. Think about that. Nobody is coming to save you. You got to try to save yourself. And then when you get some help, all right. But even if you don't get help, you can't wait on nobody to come save you. You can't wait on nobody to say, hey, here's this company. Come work for my company. Create your own company. And I understand that everybody is not a natural born leader, that everybody is not a business-minded and able to be a business owner. That's fine. If you know that you can't own a business and operate a business, you don't want to, go assist somebody else. Go help somebody else's vision. Go help somebody else dream. Be a part of that. Like, and that's another thing. Everybody wants to be a boss. Everybody want to have their own nail salon. Everybody want, and I get it. And not saying that everybody can, but what people fail to realize is the amount of work, time, and effort that goes into being an entrepreneur, that goes into being a businesswoman or man. You want to get straight out of school and you don't want to go work in the salon. And I understand that some salons are doing some of the craziest things. I understand it, but find you a salon that's decent. Every business has some flaws, but it's what's going to work for you. Because when you skip over the process of not going to work in salons, sometimes what happens is you don't get the exposure of all the other stuff that happened. And nothing against anybody if you just want to work alone. That's neither here nor there. I'm never trying to take anything away from anybody. That's not what I'm trying to do. But sometimes people don't want to go work in salons because of other people's experiences or something they may have experienced. What you're not doing is you got to go into these salons and you got to go talk. You got to know negotiate. You got to go see. You got to sit outside and see what's going on. Like, you have to do those things. You have to say, hey, can I come in on this day, and go in shadow to see if that's a place for you, to see if, okay, I don't like this, but I can deal with this. This is not, you got to pick and choose your battles. And y'all not doing that. Y'all say, well, forget it. I'm going to throw the whole group of salons and business, throw all of it in the trash. And then when you do, see, and what happens is you don't want to go work for anybody of color for whatever the reason is. And it's like me, I've been through all races, nationality working for them, and they all have some flaws. Fine. But but then you want to run to the Asian community. You want to go work in their salon, but then you talk about them and drag them. Why did you go there? What you doing? I just, like, that stuff baffles me. It blows me. Like, so you talking about them. You say that they only use MMA, but somehow you find yourself sitting in there at a station. And don't tell me because, oh, they have a lot of clients. Well, half of the clients in there that's going to come to you, they probably going to be disrespectful to you. Like, some of the stuff that be going on, like, this is the stuff that I think about in my mind. And I can speak and understand. I have worked for all races that's not including the Asian community, and everybody has their downfall. So please don't misunderstand it that I'm bashing, or every community, every ethnicity has a downfall. But how y'all be dragging some of these people and then you go sit in their establishment and work, what that make you look like? It make you look like a complete idiot. Complete. Because then you get in there, you don't have no plan on leaving. And when you do leave, you still don't got a contact for none of the clients that you were servicing. So now you still at square one, when you could have started at square one trying to get your own clients and getting out there and doing what you need to do. So I really don't understand. I don't get it. Like, I don't know if it's not a thought process. I don't know if people just do stuff off of impulse. But y'all really need to think about what y'all doing before y'all do it. Some thought, like just a smidget of a thought, because then it don't make no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. So I have worked for numerous people. I've been through booth rent and commission to owning my own establishment. Like, so I know what it is. So I ain't never trying to downplay and not talk about what it is. You know what I'm saying? What it's not, or to take anything from anybody. But I'm just being real about it. Like, I've been through what some of y'all gone through. I've been through some things that you have not gone through. You have not seen. And I see things that sometimes we don't see, or sometimes we feel that we can sweep it under the rug. But I'm not here to sweep it under the rug. I'm trying to fix it. And we can't fix it if we not together, or we trying to act naive that it ain't happening, or you afraid to say something about it because you scared of the backlash. It is what it is, and it is what it ain't. Hello. So, for y'all that's trying to get to the shows, I have exited myself out of a lot of groups due to nonsense, bashing one another. It's money for everyone. I am a positive professional business owner, educator. I love good vibes and positive support. Your attitude is important with you. That, you know, right. So this is my thing. This is what I think people don't understand. That you don't have to like me and I don't have to like you, right? Cool. But we're not going to disrespect each other. That's one thing people don't understand. Two, We can agree to disagree and be okay and come from two different viewpoints. Like, I can explain why I feel how I feel, and you can explain how you feel, and either we can see it as adults that know how to, I guess, debate, or, you know what I'm saying, it will be a debate because we're trying to get each other to understand or what have you. And we can't see it and change our, that's why I like talking to people, because it puts you in another perspective. If you're not willing to see it from another perspective, then just don't say nothing. And I know people like, oh, in social media, I do what I want, I say what I want. But yeah, it makes a whole bunch of us look stupid. And then people wonder, like, when all of this stuff was going on in the salons, like, people wonder why I wasn't saying nothing. For what? Why am I gonna say something and you gonna go back in there? You going back to anybody who's gonna mistreat you. I don't care what color they are. Yes, it was more prevalent in the Asian community. It absolutely was. But it don't mean that another race, another ethnicity is not doing the same thing. It's just more prevalent there. Now, why should I say something about that? And guess what they're gonna do? Go right back in there. You know why? You would never do that to an American salon. You gonna drag that salon. You gonna drag them and you ain't gonna go back. But you'll go back there. Why? Because it's cheap. You get what you pay for. That's why I tell y'all all the time, y'all need to raise y'all prices and charge y'all worth. Because when you come to me and you say, oh, I'm too high, I tell you real fast, yeah, it's a salon right here and it's also one right there. It sure is. That don't move me. Because you know what? Nails is not a necessity. It's not a necessity. It's not a necessity at all. You want it. So if I'm not in your budget, I completely understand. Thank you for stopping by and you have a great day. And I move on about my day. And for everybody that's tired of giving discounts, what you doing about it? What are you doing about it? In my ebook, I talk about how you change your wording around, how you build a system. And because the more a person comes to you, the more that they're getting used to how your policies and procedures, how you operate, how you work. You're getting to know them. They're getting to know you. You are building what you call a relationship, which will lead to retention. And a lot of y'all don't understand that. I started off with 8 people maybe, but I had retention. My retention game is strong. And if you don't have that retention, 8 new people can come to you today, and if nobody never comes back, it's no good. It's not good money. And then some of you be like, and I do understand some people will not come back, because I have been in nail techs be like, well, dang, why they ain't come back? Well, what happened? Did I do something? I check myself first. Like, did I do something wrong? Were they not happy with their nails, or what was the problem? You have to check yourself. And then sometimes some people just not gonna come back, because everybody not gonna like you. Everybody not gonna like you. Everybody not gonna like your pricing. Everybody not gonna like your vibe. And that's fine. I understand that. And I just chop it up to they went for me, I went for them, or the schedules didn't work, or what have you. You will have some things that will not work. But you have to first make sure that you're good on what you're doing. And to make sure that you're keeping the retention, you have to create an experience. So my ebook talks about creating that experience. Like, when somebody goes to a salon, anywhere they go, even if you go to the store, if you go to a fast food restaurant, there is an experience that is created. And an experience is what you're selling. You're really not selling a service, because how many of you have went somewhere and you say, well, I don't like it, but outside of the service, sometimes we go, like, it was a good experience, but I don't like this, but I'll still go back because the experience was so great. Like, and that's sometimes what some nail salons do. They give you this grand experience outside of the service portion. Customer service, greeting, how you pay, the conversation, the relaxation, the mood. They give you this experience, and the service ain't that good, but you're willing to go back and say, hey, let me try them like 2 more times. Let me see if I can train this person and let them, hey, can you shape this a little to the left? Can you it was a little bumpy last time, but it was cute, but can you fix it this time? And guess what? If that nail tech is listening, or that salon team is listening to that person, they have gained a person, because they created this experience, even though they had a little mishap. And some of us miss that. And that's why you back to discounts, because you built your clientele off of discounts, and now that's all they want. So either you adjust your clients or you adjust the products that you use. Like, and people don't understand that. You don't understand it. So that's why you don't see no profit. And of course, if you're just starting, you may not see a profit right away. Because at some point, you have a break-even point. Like, how long, how many years you should have known. Is it going to take you to break even? What is your break-even point? Okay? So, does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns that they'll like to add before I let y'all go and I do something with my life? This has been a eventful live. Just a little recap. I spoke about my goodies I purchased from the Canadian show. All of my gels and my clear jelly stamper. I'm probably really about to practice with this on my nails, which need to fill in. I'm going to practice. Oh yeah, I'm going to practice because I need to know what polishes are going to work and what polishes are not going to work. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put these up. Tip, if you have gel polish in the polish or in the pot, make sure that you closing them, and make sure that when you cure your client's hands or your nails, make sure it's not directly in the light, or you do not leave it open, cracked, or in the sunlight, because it will cure and it will get hard from the light. So that's what I'm about to do. Anybody got any last questions, comments? I want to talk your head off, because in reality, I can talk till I'm blue in the face. And until somebody is ready to make some changes, and until somebody is ready to take the first steps on acknowledging that what's going wrong and what is wrong, decide that they're going to be a part of the change, and decide to get help, I can talk until I turn yellow, and nothing is still going to happen. So I urge you to be a part of the change and do what you have to do to get where you're trying to go. Be willing to make some sacrifices for where you're trying to go, because you'll look back at it and you will understand that, dang, I cried about this, now I got all of this. Whew, I should have been did that a long time ago. And invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. People are attached to social media. People are attached to social media, free YouTube, free nail groups, etc. Same people daily ask, how do you do this? How do you do that? They want to spend how you do that, but they won't spend money on education class. They won't. They will not. I have people. Thank you for joining. I look forward to speaking with you. I have people all the time that inbox me. And to be honest, I just recently stopped giving all information, because there was a time, and I still get on here and give y'all very valid, very fluid information. That's not a problem. The problem comes in at when we use each other daily in life. We use each other, and I don't care how you want to put it. We use each other. Okay? Whether it's in a good way or bad way, we use each other. And for people that say that education is expensive, life is expensive, okay? It's all what you create, and it's all how you make it. I do feel like you spend your money with who you want to spend your money with. You do that. But what you will not do is use me when you could have spent that money with me. Because what I see all too often is that you go and spend your money with who you choose to spend your money with. However, whether you didn't get what you thought you was going to get, whether you even got the class, whatever it is, there was something that you didn't get, or you missed, or that wasn't offered in the class, and you come to ask me about it, and I will answer your question to a certain extent. I will. But I will also let you know that there is a class or there is an ebook. And I just really recently started doing it because my friend was like, you give really, really good information. Like, you can't just keep giving it to people. And I do understand that. But that's just me being me. Because one thing about it, and two things for sure, I can give it all day, but you not me. So you will not be able to take what's for me. Like, I'll teach anybody how to do nails. Anybody. Because you're not me, and it's enough money for everybody. So that's just how I feel. But it also wasn't good. It wasn't a good business. Like, it wasn't good if I'm just giving everything away. Well, how am I gonna make money? But I can say it did allow the good that came out of it. It allows a lot of people to trust, and it gives me credibility to what it is. So did I learn from it? Yeah. Like, it was crazy. It was a crazy decision. But, and that's just that. So when you say that nails, that education is so expensive, it's kind of like, I want good education, but I don't want to spend a lot of money for it. And you can get it that way. You can do it that way. How do I know you can do it that way? Because I did it. That's how. Because if I didn't have the money at the time, or I couldn't go to this show, this year, what I do? I did what I could. I went to the classes that I could. If I couldn't stay all day for 2 days, I went for the classes that I want, and I came back and I practiced, and I still invested something. I may not have invested money, but I invested time. I invested time to be who I am. I invested time to be this great. I invested all of that, whether it's money, whether it's time. Some people are not willing to invest it. So you can't tell me that, oh, education is too expensive. Well, you put a number on it, because what I have seen when I did the tour to Asha Gives Back, I did a 4-hour class for $175. $175. Now, how many people came? I canceled cities because people did not come. So when you tell me, oh, so you got a $175 4-hour class and whatever travel, the city that I went to, it was one person from the city. I mean, it was a class, but it was only one person that was from the city that I was in. So I don't understand when people say it's expensive. Well, what do you want? What you want it for free? Because if you say, well, what do you think the price should be? You can't even come up with a price. Hey, Miss Susie, you can't even come up with a price because they want it for free. So, I mean, I say it is what it is. Like, education is education, and you have to take yourself serious. You have to take your business serious, and you gotta be willing to sacrifice something, whether it's time, whether it's money. You gotta sacrifice something, and even if you can't get to all of the shows, if you can get to one class, or even if you gotta do it for free, you can do it for free. You can do it for free. I'm telling you. But you just got to be disciplined about it. Like, so that's why when people come to me, if anybody has inboxed me, y'all know I will help y'all find solutions. And I will tell you straight off the top, off the rip. Like, I can tell you it can be done because 9 times out of 10, I've done it. I have done it. So I know it's expensive. Do I think it's not? No, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm saying that it's worth it. I'm saying that it's not you out of it. I'm saying that it's an investment that you take. Because when you making 6 figures, when you're a millionaire, billionaire, whatever you trying to be, you're going to look back and be like, oh, those $900 good. I can pay for 5 somebody classes with them $900. Then you do that. Then you give back. So when I do Clutch News, this is me giving back and letting and being your encouragement that, yes, you can do it. You can. I left a lot of clients in Alabama. For those of you that don't know, I started doing nails in South Carolina. I started in high school. I left and I moved. I did nails all through college. I went into a nail salon that I worked at for 6 years. I had a good clientele, and I left that clientele because I no longer wanted to be there. So I often used to look at myself like, dang, I should be farther than where I am because I've been doing nails for this long. But in reality, I had moved. I moved 3 times. I moved from when I first got my license. I moved to Alabama. I stayed there for 6 years, and then I moved to Florida. So I moved, and I gained a lot of experience from working in salons, from going to working with a team to working by myself. So I'm not a person you can come to and say it can't be done. I'm not that person. I'm just not it. So when people be like, oh, I can't do this, it's expensive, y'all may feel like I be getting mad about it. No, I'm not getting mad about it. I am being passionate about it, because if you want it, you can get it. I should get a shirt that say that if you want it, you can get it. You can, because I am living proof that it can happen. Techs need to get to the point where their cheapest full set is no less than 35 tip. Exactly. They should get to that point. But if you're not willing to invest your time or your money to produce decent work, who gonna pay for a set that's $35? I heard about Philly. We had that happen here in Canada years ago with a huge show. Things are shifting. Yes, Miss Susie, that's what I was talking about. We talked about earlier, and I was telling them that people may think that it's not that serious, but it is. When you cancel a whole entire show, and they already had a date for it, because I was going to do the show again. They had a date for it, and they canceled the whole show. It's like, well, whoa. Like, are we as nail professionals sending the wrong idea to the manufacturers, or are the manufacturers just not participating because, hey, they can get this off of Amazon, they can get this off here, and they can figure it out for themselves. They can figure out how to use it. But as a company, what happened is, let's say I produce this product. I give you all the product, and I say, here's this product. It's amazing, blase, blase, blue. But you get the product, and because I did not come to the show, because I did not offer any type of education, and I know that some people say online, I can learn from any type of way because I'm that type of person. If I want it, I'm going to get it. So, but everybody is not that type of learner. Some people are hands-on. Some people need to see, and some people need to do. So when you do that, you create an awesome product, but you leave out the education. Now your product like is trash because you have not trained or given any insight. And I understand that some people may not go, but when y'all get my product, you education is coming with it. Now, either I'm going to force this education or you're going to take it voluntarily, because education is the reason why some of us are not where we could be, because you allowed something, or we are allowing the industry to become something that we do not need. But us as consumers of the industry, your consumer, your client will always tell you how to spend, how to take their money. So if we saying, hey, you can have this money, just send me my products. I don't need no education. I know how to do it. I'll figure it out. And now some of us got a whole bunch of product that we can't get to work because we didn't get the education. Now, granted, some products just don't work because of whatever reason, but y'all need to take your education seriously, long story short. And I would, if I could be a fly on the wall, I would really like to know the real reason. I know we can always speculate on why the show was canceled. Just as being, educated from my company, sometimes you don't get the sales that you anticipate for whatever the reason is, and you have to cancel it. But when you cancel an entire show, it shows that they are willing to cancel these shows. They are willing and ready to cancel the shows. And this was their second year. Next year would have been the third year for it, because I did it the first year. The first year was 2017. So 2018. Yeah, it always come down to money, to participation, basically. Yeah. Participation on the professional side and participation on the vendor side. But I wonder why. I wonder, is it because a lot of shows are happening around that time? Like, is it like so many shows that people feel like, oh my gosh, I can't go to this show, I gotta go to that show? I just kind of wonder, like, what has caused it? Yeah, it comes down to money, but what was the cause to equal no money? Like, was it this plus this equals no money, or this minus this equals no money? Like, what was it? So I think that we really need to take into consideration what has happened with these shows, and voice your opinions in surveys and emails. They got a phone number, you can call them, and always give your opinion, even if it's not in the survey. Create your own survey and send it to them. Like, listen, I like the show, but this, and this. Maybe y'all could do, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you should do a survey on your webpage to see if you get the same thing that I think. But take your education serious, ladies and gents. Don't settle. And remember that if y'all trying to go to shows, do it as a team. Teamwork makes the dream work. Okay? Think about the teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Think about that. Find you some ladies. Even if you don't know them, you don't have to know them. When you go to the show, you go to the show to network. So network and spend the night. Spend the night and network. A part of me really wants to do that, so that people can get the education that they need. So yeah. So I will start thinking to see how I can assist, or I will do a poll on the number of people that are willing, and see what I can put together for the show, so that we all can take part in it. So thank you all for tuning in to Kluch News. I will gonna practice my clear jelly stamper, and I will do a review on it for you guys. If you come back and I'm not live, or if you watch it on replay, type replay. When you watch it, make sure that you're vocal about how you feel, because this whole live is not only to educate and to bring awareness, but it's so I can hear y'all side of the story too, or hear your perspective as well. So make sure you comment below. And remember to always believe in yourself, because if you don't, nobody else will. Remain persistent and consistent, and good things will happen. Toodles.